Two quick questions, but first off, in the third quarter, the MVP chants that started to echo, they weren't for you, they were for Kevon Looney. What was that experience like for you?
Amazing fan interaction. That's how it's supposed to be. He's been playing amazing, making his impact felt both ends of the floor. And when you get your home crowd appreciating the impact, the input from everybody, and making him nervous at the free throw line, it's special, especially with the way the game was going, the way he came back, or way we all came back and fought to the end.
And for Kevon, just with everything he's been through throughout his entire career, with all the injuries and everything, what was it like to see him have a career night tonight in a game when you guys needed him most, with Draymond running into foul trouble?
I think we've been talking about it, all year, in terms of him playing all 82 games. Game 6 of the last series, coming back into the starting lineup and just dominating the boards. And now he's finding a new way to impact on the defensive end, obviously, and then being in the right place, right time, finishing around the rim. Career high, most he's had however long. So it's amazing to see him just take the experience of being around, these last 7 years, and being ready for his opportunity in different series. You can tell he's got composure, he's got experience, and just the know-how. And whether he's playing 30 whatever minutes or not, he's ready.
Steph, when we asked Steve Kerr about Kevon, he said he's every guy's favorite guy. Well, why do you think that is?
Without going into his history, he's just been through a lot. And from his rookie year, where he's playing some minutes in the finals, to now, he's just adapted to things that's been thrown at him. You could tell how this year, him being available was the biggest thing he wanted to accomplish, and you can see we see the work that he's put in to making that a reality. And now in the playoffs, just taking that next step. He brings a lot of joy to what we do in the locker room. He's kind of I call him like the muse in the locker room. He kind of just has a great demeanor about him. And he's the bridge to the vets and the young guys. It's pretty awesome to see him, adapt to that role.
Steph, 2 questions for you. You've been playing, really well in the fourth quarters. Did that make the wait longer this time? You got in about 6 minutes. That was almost a full 6 minutes, maybe for the first time in this playoffs.
That's the flow of the game, and it's amazing to see. We all know this is a team game. This is the ability of everybody to step up, and the way the game went. In the second quarter, try to hit a couple shots to keep us in it, give us some life. It's 14 points, and then we battled back to be down 2 at the end of the third. Our defense was amazing. And that first 6 minutes, JP, Loon, Otto, Clay, they all made great big shots and gave us, a nice lead where when we came, could steal a couple minutes here and there, got back in, and we were able to finish the job. So the confidence that we have in everybody who's out there to step up and make plays, you feel that flow, and you don't want to kind of interrupt it, even though those are important minutes. And JP, Loon, Otto, especially, they did their job and helped seal that win for us.
What's been your obsession with bedtime in these playoffs?
I have no idea. Keep telling I don't choreograph none of that stuff. It's just kind of just having fun. And I think you talked about having kids. You know how bedtime routines are important. And it's the final signal for a job well done that day. So pretty special.
Steph, to see, Steve said at halftime, he talked about poise and just letting the game come to you guys after it had been a little scattered. in the first half, and to see that third quarter, that's the, you guys shine in third quarters, and then for Otto to hit that three to take the lead there, what did that feel like, that moment, like momentum shift?
I think you got to start with how the game kind of began. Like, we knew they were gonna come out aggressive and making shots. They didn't think it was gonna be that hot. No matter what we did, it seemed like they always found the right guy. The right guy had no hesitation to shoot it, and they were making them from all over the floor. I think 15 threes in the first half. It felt like a lot, but also you look up at the scoreboard, we got it down to, I think, 2 at one point, and then it ballooned back up, and then we got it down to 14. And 14's for us is more than manageable if we come out and influence the game, starting on the defensive end. And you give a team like that 13 points, or limit them to 13 points. It wasn't like a flurry, but it just seemed like we regained the momentum and slowly and methodically kind of walked them down until that point. Like, the first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter was, kind of the real momentum shift that gave our crowd some life. It gave us life, and allowed us to run away with the win.
Steph, when you guys are going on a run and you know that it's coming, you guys have been through it so many times, can you sense the inexperience from their side? Maybe not panic, but that they haven't been here before compared to you guys having been here before. Can you sense that on the floor?
No, it's not that. It's just the supreme confidence of what we do. You don't really know what they're talking about in the huddle. You don't really feel what's going through their mind. It's just you have imposed your will. And for us, like, the experience and just the chemistry. Obviously, this group is different, but we have that attitude and spirit. Like, we feel like we're never out of it. I think only one game this playoff run so far, like, we've been severely outmatched from start to finish. But that belief then turns into execution in the game, and you can feel the momentum. It's more just focused on what we do. And when you have those opportunities to, stick the dagger or come up with 3 stops in a row, like, those are the times where you feel that good energy going our way.
And secondly, do you think they heard you when you said night on that last 3? Because you were right in front of Dallas's bench.
I was looking at the ball and looking at the rim, so I was talking to myself. So I don't know who heard it, but it's a good way to finish the game, and we got to take that to game 3.
That's not choreographed at all. That's just in rhythm. You just decided to say that.
Absolutely.
You mentioned the 15 threes in the first half. A lot of it was, guard to guard screen. Just what didn't you guys do covering some of that well in the first half, and what did you do better in the third?
I think we got caught on. They obviously were trying to go at me and JP and pick and roll. There were a couple of times where we got confused, didn't put pressure on the ball, so they were kind of just, Luka could get wherever he wanted to. He obviously made a couple of tough shots, but the decisions were, I think, a lot easier for him in the first half, where somebody was open, whether it was him off the ball screen or him getting downhill, kicking it back out, and us kind of scrambling. And then they made a couple. I think they all made a couple tough ones. So you kind of didn't want to overreact, but also we got a lot better on the ball. Just trying to keep bodies on Luka, close out to the shooters that we know were hot, and then rebound the ball. So that's our best offense. When you're fouling and when they're making shots, especially dagger threes, like, it's tough to really gain any momentum, and things shifted our way.
Steph, are there times when you're feeling maybe the defense isn't all the way focused on you as much as it has been, and maybe a little bit to Jordan? There's at least one play where I think you took it down the left side of the lane, and Brunson just took half a step to you and then ran out to Jordan, and you didn't have the open lane to him. He wasn't helping on you. Do you remember that, or are you feeling this a little bit where the floor is slightly different because Jordan's out there?
Absolutely. And he's more than capable as a ball handler and a playmaker. Take advantage of that. There are times where, me or Clay are off the ball and we know they're not really going to leave us. So help side defense isn't really there. And he's amazing at taking advantage of that, getting to the paint, crafty finishes. There's a couple times in transition where I remember at the end of the second quarter, he was coming down the left side. Everybody's focused on him and his speed getting to the basket. He found me on the right wing and I knocked it down. There's opportunities like that. So there's a lot of trust in being able to put the ball in his hands and know you got to figure out what you're going to try to take away. And he's been amazing at finding the seams. Him and Looney had great chemistry tonight. And it's nice to have another ball handler that can take advantage of those looks.
2 Clay dunks in the second half. They're really, kind of taking away his 3 in this series. How important is it for him to do what he did, kind of pressure the rim?
I think that's 2 games in a row where he's figured out over the course of his minutes the different looks that literally not taking a body off of him, no matter where he's at, playing the pin downs pretty well. So he's gotten a couple backdoor cuts in game 1. He got some pump fake drives where there's no help getting all the way to the basket. Kind of the Tim's question, like there's space out there. We just have to really take our time and take what they're giving us. And over the course of 48, you'll find some clean looks. So when we get in trouble is when we try to just we don't react. We just have our mind made up, and no matter what they do, we might take some tough shots or some quick shots, plays right into their hands.
Steph, we're used to seeing you and Clay and Draymond on a stage like this, pressure like this, comebacks like this, but it's new for Wiggins and Porter and Jordan, a lot of the guys you're out there with. What are you learning about those guys in moments like this, games like this? And do you think you can kind of sense the bravado you guys who are been there before bring to the table, that kind of seeps into everybody and raises them a little?
I mean, yes to all that. It's something that's been slowly building over the course of the regular season. It didn't always show on the court, but the roles and how we play on both ends of the floor, everybody's, I think, very comfortable in what they're asked to do. Even Wiggs, where he has a tough challenge of chasing Luka pretty much everywhere, every time he's out there on the floor, every minute he's out there, and you understand he's going to get scored on because Luka's nice like that. But over the course of 48, you figure out how that's going to wear him down a little bit and how he can go back at him on the offensive end. Otto, in the same way, he had a big 3 in the fourth quarter, just being aggressive and ready for his moment. So we try to bring that attitude, and those guys are really, demonstrating that the moment's not, too bright for them. And we need everybody's contribution because this team is different than years past.
Cool. Thank you for that.